All right, let's now give you some details from Japan, where Prime Minister Fumio Kishida at this moment is battling a major fallout from one of the biggest financial scandals that has hit his ruling Liberal Democrat Party in decades. Now, several cabinet ministers have already resigned over this scandal, with Fumio Kishida's administration's public support dropping to as low as just about 17% amongst the Japanese public. And this is the lowest since he had come to office in October 2021. So we'll tell you all that there is to know about this scandal. A criminal investigation is in fact underway against the dozens of lawmakers who have been accused of receiving proceeds from fundraising events. The scandal in fact involves millions of dollars that have been kept off official party records. And Japan's Political Funds Control Act bans corporate donations to individual lawmakers. But there is a loophole. A political entity can also legally raise funds through ticket sales through fundraising events and distribute it to member lawmakers, as long as they actually file for political funding reports. However, in this particular case, the party's internal factions allegedly did not disclose the full amount of the ticket revenues that were in fact transferred to some of the lawmakers. Some lawmakers also kept money that was not reported in their funding disclosures. Now, this probe that we are talking about centers around the LDP's biggest and the most powerful Shivakai faction. The faction was, of course, formerly led by the late Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and is still referred to as the Abe faction. The missing funds amount, believe it or not, to 500 million yen. That's roughly about 3.52 million American dollars. Now, reports in fact suggest that the funds were transferred to several dozen lawmakers, including high-ranking officials, over the course of the last 5 years. The Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Matsuno, the Trade Minister Yasutoshi Nishimura, and also the LDP's Policy Council Chief Koichi Haguida are each alleged to have received proceeds worth anywhere from 1 million to 10 million Japanese yen. All three of them have been resigned from their posts. Another Abe faction lawmaker, Hiroyuki Miyaza, has admitted to receiving such kickbacks in the past and has said that the faction officials had actually told him to keep it off the party's books. The scandals like these are not uncommon in Japanese politics. Money scandals have forced out a number of ruling administrators of the LDP that has held power for nearly all of Japan's post-war era. But this is one of the biggest scandals so far because of the money trail which is established in black and white that the kickbacks were in fact received by these leaders. So now that you know about the big scandal, let's also tell you as to what's happening at this moment in Japanese politics. The embattled Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has been forced to revamp his cabinet. He's replaced at least 4 cabinet ministers. The Prime Minister has also appointed the former Foreign Minister Yoshimasa Hayashi as the Chief Cabinet Secretary and the former Justice Minister Ken Saito as the Minister of Economy, Trade and Industry. Now, Takeaki Matsumoto was appointed as the Internal Affairs Minister and Tetsushi Sakamoto was given the Agriculture portfolio. The new ministers also received their appointment documents from Kishida and bowed before Emperor Naruhito. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.